Travis Wayne Goodsell. I was taking the day easy, not doing too much in the way of videos for you guys, and wasn't going to do one for this one, but kept getting nagged and bugged, and so I'm doing it. And I'm not going to do it about Trevor Anderson, who's studying Catholicism but claiming to be Mormon, and makes a comment on this other guy's channel. Travis Wayne Goodsell, sorry, I don't trust an anti-Mormon. See what I've been telling you? Mormons are not Mormon. They're mean, they're abusive, they're hateful, they make false accusations, they worship the devil. Yes, you worship the devil. If you're not following God, you're worshiping the devil. It's not complicated. If you want to be Christ-like, you have to be good. If you want to be devilish, you have to do what's bad. You don't have to. Oh, I have no control. Oh, no. Remember that thing called agency? You choose to be bad, Trevor. You're a bad boy. And there used to be a good thing in our society where being bad was good. The new orange is black. Or the new black is orange. Referring to prisoners. So, anyway, my video is not about Trevor. My video was about Christopher from a year ago. Christopher D. Cunningham is a Mormon and is struggling with finding out that Joseph Smith was a Mason, and then he had the temple endowment done right after. And so he's struggling. What do I do? How do I reconcile this? So he did the video, How I Understand It, the Temple and Masons. And it's Christopher D. Cunningham. And this was one that I commented on. But I tried to inform him that there's more to the story than he had stumbled onto. And I said, it's too long for me to go over, but I gave him some several paragraphs of briefly summing up more to research in the matter. Like I said, church history is vast. You can't just hear something from a September 6th church historian who's been excommunicated. I wonder how Trevor would consider them as anti-Mormons or what? Because they're responsible for the church finally coming out and confessing that Joseph Smith was a Mason. So, pick your poison, Trevor. And so, and Trevor makes this same kind of mistake. He goes to one video of mine. He had also commented on, what was that? Let me find out. LDS Mormon Church President Nelson refuses to build New Jerusalem, Missouri Temple. And so he was mean and abusive, and I banned him, as I do. It's the old YouTube channel, and so I can't manage my account to have everything be held so that I could just ignore him and delete him as spam or ban him from there without anybody seeing it. So who knows if there were any people that were seeing it. He had commented 15 hours ago. So that was late at night, last night. Midnight, actually. Huh. So yeah, Trevor is going on to say he's studying Catholicism, found Freemason connections to them as well. Did you know Friday the 13th is Knights Templar? I bet he didn't. Because he's going into architecture, and is very much like the temple. Well, yeah. Yeah. Remember the Jerusalem temple was destroyed? And so yes, all the Catholic cathedrals were patterned after the temple. Some of the more modern buildings are not, which is kind of a shame that they lost the understanding of why they were built the way they were in the great age of cathedral building. But he thinks that God inspired the temple endowment. And so, again, let me remind you Mormons, the Smiths were Masons before 1842. Yes. All the way back to 1826, right before the Book of Mormon magically appeared. And if you know anything about the Knights Templar came to America, bought the land east of was it Wisconsin? Because the Dakotas were where the Mandan tribe were, and there weren't states back then, but the Kensington stone is the purchase stone for the land east of the Mandan tribe. And they went to southern Illinois, as it is now, and it just happens to be where the total solar eclipses cross. And there they buried in the caves gold Egyptian plates. Some of it's been found, and it's been identified as Knights Templar copied Egyptian, because it's not directly Egyptian. But that's why they suspect that there are more hidden in those caves that we have yet to find. And the United States has now declared it a national park, and so it's protected from money diggers. See what I did there? If I have to explain the joke, it's not funny. But yeah, that's why the Smiths said all these things, digging for money, buried plates. It's because they were in the York Rites Freemasonry, which had as its highest rank the Knights Templar. And so no, Joseph Smith did not make the endowment after the Freemason, which was Scottish Rites. If you saw that video where I tried to explain, Hiram, having been a member of the York Rites, is not allowed to join the Scottish Rites. You're not allowed to cross over. So Brigham and Heber, yeah, they were perfectly fine to join the Scottish Rites. Heber, however, was rememorized, if that's the word, because he had at least already been a member. We're not quite sure, because if you read Heber C. Kimball on the Wikipedia page under Masonry, he claims he jumped 3 levels and doesn't explain that he became a Master Mason, and he doesn't explain that that meant he gets his own lodge. So he had no reason or purpose to go to the Canandaigua Lodge where he doesn't explain that Joseph Smith Sr. was the Master Mason there, and then wants to join the York Rites instead of the Scottish Rites Lodge where he was living. That was the district for Scottish Rites, and wants to jump all the way from 3 to rank number 7 in the York Rites. Just, oh my God. And is it Christopher? Yeah, Christopher D. Cunningham. He has no clue about any of this. That's why I was giving him the information to study. And he never came back to reply. I did have 2 likes, but why is it showing unlike? Oh, it's me. I must have done one of them. That must have been back in the days where I was liking everything I did to get it further attention to other people. Didn't work. Although I had lots more attention on my other channel. Well over 400 subscribers and thousands of views, hundreds daily on each video. So yeah, this video, we're struggling, or this channel, we're struggling. And so when you understand that Joseph Smith, his temple was just washings and anointings. That's it. That's all. The whole endowment that jackass Trevor thinks is inspired by God, that's Brigham Young. When Joseph Smith died, Brigham Young added some the creation and garden story. And then when he I think it was when he got here to Utah and decided to make a final script for St. George and all other temples to follow, so that it can be unified throughout the temples. That's when he added extra stuff into the text, Peter, James, and John, and all that stuff with the what used to have the false preacher, the Catholic preacher, who worked for Satan. And so, you guys are missing out on a whole bunch of stuff here just because you listen to one source who doesn't have the full source or doesn't have the full knowledge either, and you go down the wrong path on assumptions, as Christopher does, as Trevor does, as the person they got the source from did. And so, yeah, Joseph Smith was just washing and anointing. That was it. That was your endowment. You are washed, then you are anointed. What does it mean to be anointed? You become a king and a queen. You become Christ. And Christa. And it's that simple. It's not complicated at all. But when you mix up what currently is going on and apply it to Joseph Smith, you're going to get screwed up more royally. And that's what the church wants. They want Mormons to forget about studying church history, to assume that the way things are now were the way things have always been. And they're happy for this coronavirus because it allows Mormons to forget about the 100 billion tithing scandal and that lawsuit by some guy named Travis Wayne Goodsell who won, but the coronavirus and the threats to both Travis and Judge First and to the new one, Judge Oberg. God. So yeah, and if you want to know, remember the symbol for the Church of Brigham Young is the inverted pentagram of Lucifer. This is the Church of Lucifer. literally. It's not just, oh, we like this star, it's pretty. No, they were very symbolic people back then. See, the Smiths use the pentagram, but it's pointing up. It's a star chart for them. For Brigham Young, he turned it down. He adopted the fallen star. And so everything he did just completely changed from what Joseph had. And the thing is that he blamed Joseph. Oh, this is what Joseph wanted. This is what Joseph was doing in secret. This is what Joseph was going to do. And he got his loyalists to say, oh yeah, I agree, because Joseph told me that too. With polygamy, Brigham Young got the women. You don't understand what the civil rights movement did to help women in America. Again, you can't impose what's going on now onto back in that day. And so you have women who have been brought into the church, and they're without a husband, and what do? Do they go with Brigham Young? Do they stay where they're hated? An extermination order in Missouri and Nauvoo, they just got booted out of there again. They can't go to Kirtland. What are they doing? What do they do? You know, they'd have to give up religion, move completely somewhere else, all by themselves, without a husband to take care of them, without a man to take care of them. And so they had no choice. They had to give in to the extortion threat of Brigham Young to go with him to Salt Lake Valley. And as a result, in order to stay and not get banished, not get murdered, because Brigham Young was a murderer, they had to lie for Brigham. Oh yes, now that Brigham has come out publicly with polygamy, I remember when Joseph Smith raped me. No baby. No DNA tested lineage baby either. Now that we have DNA testing, nope. They all lied. Confirmed. All liars for Brigham Young. And so, yeah, Brigham Young's temple change also included the creation scene with Adam and his wives, and they were scantily clad. And by scantily clad, they had fig leaves. That was it. They were naked. For those days, naked. I mean, those days, their underwear went up to the neck, to the wrists, down to the ankles. That's how that's how modest they were, right? It's not really modest, it's extremist. That's how paranoid they were. That how we can't show the neck because men might get horny. Sorry, women, doesn't matter what you cover. Once we get you on our radar as being female, you're doomed. And each culture is different because different cultures dress their women differently, and so each culture learns to like the women of their culture. Nobody understands that, but Brigham Young was a beast, literally a beast, a horrifying demon. And, you know, if Mayor Ron Bigelow's listening, he'd send the cops to shoot and murder me. He almost did, actually. He comes from one of the polygamous wives, Mrs. Bigelow. Mrs. Bigelow Young. Unbelievable. So that's what you need to understand, is that I grew up in the church. They never told me any of this stuff. They never told Christopher. And so now Christopher's going, hey, I found out Joseph Smith became a mason in 1842, and then he came out with the temple the way we have it now. He's too young to remember what it was before 91. I remember. It caused such a shock to me. I still remember. It was in the Los Angeles temple. I was going through to go on my 19-year-old mission. And so it was on May 6th. I was able to confirm, because somebody had put the new names for all the way back to the beginning on their site. And, oh, yeah, May 6th. That's when it was. And, yeah, it's just horrifying. I mean, there I was in the temple, you know, being forced to give loyalty oaths. And if I disobey, I'm supposed to murder myself. I'm supposed to commit suicide. And, I literally went into a shell, saying, oh my God, I'm never going to make it to exaltation. Because again, the conflict. It must be the true church, because I was born in it, and now they're saying that I'm evil, and then if I commit sin from what's going on in the temple that I wasn't able to memorize that first time, I'm supposed to kill myself. And I'm thinking, how am I going to kill myself? Do I want to kill myself, or should I just be like Cain and wander the earth as a sinner, doomed to eternal damnation and in outer darkness? But wait, no. My seminary teacher said that only those who are elevated to the status of becoming celestial can therefore fall and go to outer darkness. Nobody else does. I'll go to a lower kingdom. And it's just scary. Literally. And now that I understand, now that I've put all the pieces together, having studied church history, having identified the symbol of Lucifer with Brigham Young and Heber C. Kimball, because they were Scottish Rites Masons, not York Rites, it all makes sense. And it's terrifying, even though it makes sense. The truth will set you free, but in this case, they will hunt you down and kill you, murder you. There's a difference between murder and kill. Kill is self-defense and defense of nation or other wives, houses, property, etc. Murder is deliberately taking the life of another one who did not deserve it. Just unbelievable. And so, yeah, I mean, what do we do about this, Mormons? You guys don't listen to me. You don't trust an anti-Mormon as you jump to the conclusion. And he doesn't understand. We all should be anti-Mormon. All Mormons should be anti-Mormon. We should walk up out of the church. Nelson opened up the church. The coronavirus isn't better than when he shut it down. It's worse than when he shut it down. But he's opening up church now, which means more people are going to be at risk if they went to church. I don't think they held church in my stake. I don't know. I didn't hover over the window to see if somebody came to pick up a couple of neighbors. I can ask Russ probably tomorrow. I'm just kicking it this morning or today. So, I mean, my God, Mormons, I'm one of you. I'm trying to save you because the leader of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints that claims we're the true church of God on the face of the earth is wanting us dead. And for me, literally, they sent me death threats because of my lawsuit. They first tried to cover up their crimes that I had announced they had committed. And they went and tried to cover it up. So, oh, there's no evidence, sorry. Guys, do you not think that I already had the evidence when I made the accusation to the judge? Do you not think that I can just say, hey, we need to subpoena your financial records? I'm sure you're going to want us to do that, aren't you? Oh, God. But yeah, I was shocked that they actually filed a reply, but they were 11 days late, so it doesn't matter. The Judge Ober, is supposed to side with me because they were late. It's in the law. They lose automatically. It's in the law. There's no way out of it. If Judge Ober lets them get away with it, she's now broken the law as a federal judge, a brand new federal judge. I won. There is no debate anymore. But I have to wait for her to sign the order. And I'm hoping it's going to be Friday. Shabbat. Pentecost. Which is different for the Jews than for Christians, which Christians' Pentecost is on next week, next Sunday. The Jewish one is a little different. The Jewish one includes the Christ. The Christian one dismisses the Christ, passes it on to Peter. Oh, God. Oh, look at that. Metron 98 talks about secret handshakes. How are these related or interlinked? I can reply, they're not. Oh, he does mention the death penalties. Going back to the beginning of his comment. The Freemasonry temple had certain gestures that were death penalties if the secrets were revealed. LDS Church revised endowment to take this out. The Jewish temple is about ritual sacrifice of animals. Freemasonry involves secret handshakes. How are these related or interlinked? Again, Metron read something somewhere, again, like everybody else in the church, and so he thinks he's smart. God, you gotta do your own independent research. Don't just trust what others say. Because that's how you're getting fooled with coronavirus. I mean, you guys got chunked, not me. Punked. Chumped. Is that even a word? Because I know chump change. That's where I was getting it from, but you're a chump. You know, that's a dated word, that's for sure. I mean, you have Trump, who's got you guys so brainwashed, as Trevor basically said Heil Hitler to Trump. Sieg Heil Trump. You want me to read it? Wow, I wonder what we would be saying if Hillary won the election. We probably wouldn't be able to have a say in anything. Oh, really, Trevor? Really? Thank God for Trump and free speech. Of abuse. You got banned for your abuse. You do not have the right to silence other people and take away their freedom of speech. You don't have that free speech allowed to you. Good thing Trump is in office. I'm all for Trump in 2020. Is he unaware that Trump told him to drink bleach? He's not being obedient to Trump, is he? Drink bleach, Trevor. Show your loyalty to Trump. Drink bleach. I deleted him, I banned him from my site, or my channel, so I can't make that comment to him. But if he happens to see my comment with Christopher and say he has another channel, I wonder what the other channel is. And he finds it and then decides to dare to comment, then yes, Trevor, I will tell you to drink bleach, because that's what your God on earth, the chosen one, as he himself said, gave you the order to do. Drink bleach, Trevor. Go for it. Oh, somebody's put something. Oh, that's to remind me of the death threat that I was given. So, I mean, my God, Mormons. My God. What does it take? I mean, Trevor's site, he could be a Russian spy, for all I know. Trying to get Christopher and trying to get me outraged. Oh, I'm going to respond! No, I just ban you. I don't put up with your crap. I've dealt with Russians on that old channel anyway. I know how to handle it. And so all they can do to me is hack my computer and tamper. That's all they can do to me. And spy on me at the Smith's grocery store using the woman to speak Russian on the phone. That's all they can do. Because they cannot debate me on Mormonism. They got humiliated by me. They do not do their research. They just purposely just throw out stuff hoping to get a reaction. And yeah, they're not smart in Mormonism at all. They're dumb. And so, yeah, I kicked their butt with debate. So, yeah, I even exposed some who were trying to pretend to be American and Mormon who were actually just Russian. And Katya, the one guy even said, yeah, I can't wait to get out of this country and go back home. He revealed he's a spy in America. I mean, dear God. And you have Trevor going, I'd rather be Russian than vote Democrat. Do you not understand this is all Russia's plan? To destroy America? You seriously want America destroyed? That's what Brigham and Heber wanted. That's why they put the inverted pentagram on the Seagull Gate, pointing at the state capitol. We have conquered this part of the United States. We are ready to go. And then Washington, D.C. has the other signal. We're ready to go. And they've now implemented it under Trump. And Americans and Mormons are saying, yay, we're going to destroy America, we're going to kill our loved ones, and in the end, we'll be slaves. That's how dumb Mormons are. They aren't going to get freedom. They aren't going to get free speech. You're not going to get rights. When all this is done, if evil wins, if Trump remains in power after all of this, if we don't get the man like Moses to build Zion, the whole world be wasted. I don't think you fully understand your Book of Mormon. Ether writes the record of the complete and utter destruction of his people. Moroni writes the complete and utter destruction of his people. Are you not comprehending? So, I mean, I don't know why I bother. Nobody's coming to my channel anymore. They're all dying. You're all dying on me. Janet is the only one surviving. I hope you understand, Janet, if you're going back to see if I uploaded some of your comments. There were some that you got personal, talking about your family situation, so I deleted those just for your protection. But yeah, I'm reading them. Guys, just be smart. It's not working. Stay home. That's what Moses told the house of Israel to do. Stay home until the coronavirus is gone. But they purposely escalated it, refusing to tell you to stay home until it was too late. And now we can't just stay home for 2 weeks until it goes away magically, because it's not. Because now we have to do a complete and utter shutdown for 2 weeks, having everybody isolated. The hospitals, everybody isolated. The grocery stores, the government, everybody, all essential workers have to be shut down now too, in order to get this under control. And nobody's willing to do that. It's too late. And yet you guys are insistent. I want my life back. I don't want to stay at home. Tough. Those are the consequences of having Nelson as the president of the church. The consequences of having Governor Herbert, a Mormon, giving loyalty to the church as our governor, and Trump as our president. Those are the consequences. And we all have to live with it, or die with it. You aren't getting your life back. They are opening, saying, oh, okay, that's what you guys want? We'll wash our hands. It's all on you now. It's up to you. You got to be safe. Oh, gee, the virus is spreading like wildfire, and as cases are escalating after we opened. Oh, no, how did that happen? I mean, you guys are the ones to blame. See how they work? They don't take responsibility. They go, oh, we're just trying to do what you wanted. Just trying to get the economy back. Just trying to have you drink bleach and die. Oh my God. So understand, this is how the devil works, guys. You knew this. You knew how the devil works. And you all fell for it.